Comedian preacher Lawson says 2017 was, by far the best year of my life. He's thrilled to close the year, after gaining wide exposure on America's Got Talent, with New Year's Eve shows at the Orlando Improv. "It can't get any better than this," said Lawson, 26, who has lived in Orlando 5 years. "The whole time I was in LA, I couldn't wait to come back to Orlando and do a weekend. I get to do it on the best weekend of the year. I get to close out my favorite year at my favorite club in my favorite city." Lawson will perform 5 shows, Thursday through Saturday, before 2 on New Year's Eve at the club on International Drive. Being a top 10 finalist on AGT, the popular NBC summer series, was transforming. Judge Simon Cowell said the comic was unbelievably talented, and Judge Howie Mondell predicted Lawson would be the next comedy superstar. "It's been insane, it's changed my entire life," Lawson said. "On one of the episodes of America's Got Talent, I couldn't even afford a haircut. Now he's booked in comedy clubs every weekend until June. I'm doing way better now. I'm super blessed," he said. AGT gave him notoriety, and the subscribers to his YouTube channel jumped from 400 to 125,000. Lawson described the show experience as incredible. "I skipped like 5 years. It's the best decision I've ever made in my life." The comedian said his goal was modest, just perform on the show. "I never really was stressed out. Most people were stressed out. I got on the show, I won," he said, explaining his thought process. "Getting to the live shows, oh, this is great. I got to the semifinals, I was like, what? I got to the finals, I wasn't planning to get to the finals. It was icing on the cake." Performing on AGT was the greatest time of his life, he said, even though driving and flying to gigs while competing wore him out. "I did a crazy amount of shows," he said. "I was definitely energized by the fact my life was changing. I was exhausted, but you couldn't tell on television." His favorite moments on AGT included talking about host Tyra Banks' forehead, joking about Judge Mel B's outfits, and telling of his bizarre run-in with a nude stranger, a bit he performed with manic physical energy. Lawson started writing jokes at 16 and began performing at 17 during an open mic night at the University of Memphis in Tennessee. His mother pushed him to the stage the first time. Afterward, he thought he had done great. His mother was a tougher critic, telling him, "You're okay. Keep writing," she was honest. Lawson loved doing stand-up in Memphis, where he spent most of his adolescence, then Portland, or his birthplace. He came to Orlando because his mother was living here and also for the comedy scene. In Orlando, he realized he could do stand-up when he saw 2 comedians earning standing ovations. Yet he had doubts. "A couple of years later, I kind of gave up trying to make it as a comedian," he said. "I didn't give up stand-up. I loved stand-up, but I gave up trying to make it, because it was hard." His mother warned that he wouldn't be happy if he folded.